I remember being only 6 years old when I first saw my wonderland of snow. Little me amongst a big pile of snow. My family and I took a small trip to the top mountains in Portugal for our own little snow adventure. They were called Serra da Estrela, which translates to Land of the Star in English. It was my first proper time seeing snow and I just couldn't wait. The first flashback I get from this story is the journey to the top. It was a long way up. The closer we got, the more intense the fog became as well. It was getting thicker and thicker by the minute. All we had to guide us to our winter wonderland was a narrow road that went in a spiral staircase shape. And there was no railing on the other side, might I add, so it was pretty scary. I remember looking at my mum nervously every once in a while, but we were just too eager to get there. After some time, we finally arrived. Nothing could stop myself and my older brother from hitting the snow, except maybe the cold. It was so much colder than we expected it to be. We really weren't prepared enough. We had no choice but to go get some extra layers from the gift shop, or we would surely freeze. As we grabbed thick jackets from the racks, we noticed that the store also sold these really cool sleds. The entire family was keen on buying one. After all, it would only make our trip more fun. The store sold so many. There were small ones, there were family ones, there were cheap ones, and there were good expensive ones. But of course, my father, being the stingy person he is, bought a cheap one. Us kids even tried to convince him not to. Even my brother mentioned that the more expensive sleds are even more better quality. We hit the snow with some excitement. Each one of us took turns on the sled, sometimes by ourselves and sometimes in pairs. We ended up making good use out of it anyways. It wasn't too bad, I guess, but every time we went through a slightly rough patch of snow, which was most of the time, might I add, it hurt our bums a lot. I remember my dad even trying to defend his choice by constantly telling us how much fun we were having. My brother and I just looked at each other like, yeah, I don't think so. It wasn't too bad. It was still a fun day. But what else could you expect from cheap plastic? By the end of the day, we were all so sore. On our way out to the car park, there was another family leaving alongside us. I noticed that they also had one sled, but theirs was more expensive. They seemed so happy and so pain-free and cheery. I was quite jealous. As we all walked towards the car, I heard my dad say, "We should have bought a better sled." From that day, I don't think he was a stingy. I guess he did learn a lesson.